guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm Amanda and we are here with a portrait, and not just any portrait. This is a pet portrait. This pet is named Holly and she's absolutely adorable. She is the pet of Nessie and I absolutely love Nessie. She's awesome. So yeah, we are going to try and do pets. Not from now on, but I will do them occasionally. I have another project or a couple of other projects that I want to lay my hands on, but I decided to do this pet because I thought she was absolutely adorable, and I also thought that it was going to be a challenge because she's white. So yeah, I started off with putting a layer of gouache down, and this is where I went wrong. Right from the very beginning, I covered up the lines that I drew with the gouache, so I didn't really know where the shadows and stuff were. I could look at my reference picture and kind of ballpark it, but because I had already drawn it out, it is much easier to kind of transfer it onto your drawing that way. But I still had fun doing it, and I think that it came out okay for my very first portrait, but I do think that I need to work on it a little bit more. Obviously this is my very first portrait. I have drawn pets and animals in the past, but never like this and never this big. So it was exciting to try something new, and I think that a lot of people like their portraits to be drawn, their pet portraits to be drawn. In fact, when I ask people if they have any like selfies or things to send to me, they never do answer, but when I ask for pet portraits, I get an influctuation of loads of comments asking, do my pet, do my pet. So it does show that pets are loved, which is great, and I love it. So yeah, after the gouache I went in with luminance pencils, and I think this is another mistake because I'm not used to luminance pencils and they are softer than Faber-Castell, so I didn't get the detail that I wanted, but I couldn't really put as many layers on as I wanted either because I burnished far too early, and I don't think that the gouache is very textured, and the paper that I use is not very textured either, so I might switch up the paper or just not do gouache again and try to do acrylic, or not do paint at all, because if I have a more textured paper there is really no need for paint, and it would be easier to put the texture in that way. Although the paint is helpful because it acts as a base layer and you don't have to cover as much ground with pencils, and it saves your pencils and all that jazz. But I still had fun. I don't think I captured her character colour like correctly, really. I did try to but I didn't do a very good job. I posted a work in progress picture on Twitter, and that was before it all went to crap. I still think I did a good job with the eyes, although there was a lot more fur and different coloured texture around the eyes that I could have portrayed a little bit better. It was really hard because obviously the lighting in the reference picture, as well as all of the like different coloured fur, did affect the colours of the dog, so it might not look like that in real life, but it does in the picture, so that's the only thing that I can go off of. And a lot of people have trouble taking pictures of their pets because they don't move, they don't stay still, or they don't have great lighting, or they're running around. There's a lot of things that is hard to do unless you're a professional pet photographer, and then obviously the camera of the quality, the quality of the camera plays a big part in that as well. So trying to get a really good pet portrait done is all based on the reference picture, because it's the same with sorry, my voice is going horrible. It's the same with actual portraits. If you don't take a decent portrait with a really decent camera, HD, then you're not going to get HD results. So it's just all about the reference, and then what you can do with your pencils as well. Obviously it's skill also, but mainly it's the reference in my eyes. But again, I tried, and I will come back to Holly after I've done a few other drawings, and hopefully I will be better at Holly later. It's all about practice and learning, so because I haven't drawn pet portraits before, or proper pet portraits before. That was a hard sentence to say. It does make it more difficult, so I just need to learn and practice and try different mediums and try different ways of doing it and different papers and all that stuff. So I'm happy with the results, but I'm also not happy. It's not where I want to be, but I can't expect to be absolutely amazing at pet portraits the very first one that I do, especially if it's white. I put down a base layer of kind of like yellow ochre and white mixed together. The reason I did that was because that's a mid-tone and I could easily add highlights and shadows to it, but I think in the future I would probably do the white or closer to white than I did, so that I can add just the shadows and then add extra highlights with my pencil afterwards, because I think that I wouldn't have to burnish as much and I could put more detail in that way. It's just all a learning curve. You just learn and you live, and then you live and you learn, and then you don't make the same mistakes the next time. So I do want to do Holly again, but I want to try different breeds and different types of animals first. So that's really fun. And I'm also thinking about doing my own pets. I don't have any pets at the moment, but I have had pets in the past. I had a dog and I absolutely loved her. It's going to be really hard though, because it wasn't in the digital time. So all the pictures that I have of her are in like little packets that you get because you've developed your photos. I don't know if anybody remembers that watches my channel, but there's hundreds of pictures of her from disposable cameras or from like film cameras. So I will be able to do that, but I need to scan in a couple of pictures of her. And she was a Heinz 57, so I can't exactly go on to the internet and type in Heinz 57 and get the exact like markings that she has, because Heinz 57 basically means a mix of a lot of dogs. And I did find one picture, but it wasn't very good, so I'm going to just have to do it that picture-wise. And I also want to paint my, or draw, whatever, my pet Bubbles. He was a hamster and he was loved by a lot of people. Everybody thought he was amazing. He had a big, he was massively endowed and everybody thought it was hilarious. So I want to draw a picture of him. His character was amazing. He only lasted for 5 years, but that's around the time that a hamster should last. I really want to get another hamster or a guinea pig or something. Probably a guinea pig, because they're like much bigger and less like scary, because hamsters do run around. Although Bubbles was quite good at just sitting on the bed and not trying to run away, so I was always really scared in case he did though, like run under the bed and then die. But I do want to do little small pets and stuff. So if you follow me on Twitter and you want your pet to be drawn while I'm learning, then that's cool. But I do want to eventually start taking commissions, because I can't just do all of these pet portraits for free, because I need to make a living somehow, even though nobody wants my portraits or anything. But I'm sure somebody will eventually. But I just can't, I'm just not going to be able to do them. But the only way for me to be able to get money from doing this is to actually practice, and I need to practice from people's or potential clients' pictures, rather than going on Google and being like, picture of a pug, and then a picture of a pug behind like this amazing white background comes up and really close and detailed. It's better to practice from other people's reference photos, so that you get a good feel for it, and the way that you would have to work in the future, because you're not always going to get a person that wants a pet portrait that has a really decent camera. Even though it's 2017, a lot of people still don't have cameras on their phones, or really good cameras on their phones. In fact, my camera on my phone is ridiculously rubbish. So yeah, that's a thing. And my throat and well, not my throat, but my chest is really wheezy at the moment. So if you hear me breathing in and you hear a like and a cough, then I'm really sorry. Anyway, I'm just trying to fill this up with some random talk. I'm not even looking at the video because I rendered it and I thought that I rendered it to 10 minutes, but I ended up rendering it to 50 minutes. So it was really slow and I couldn't watch it, but I have to render it again before I can talk over it. So I may as well just render the speeded up version and the voiceover at the same time so that you guys can watch it. And so that I can get it done before I have to go and pick up my son today, because he is going off of nursery for 2 days next week, which is crazy. They've just had 7 weeks holidays and then 15 days later they're off again. So yeah, Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please remember to comment, like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. 89% of the people that watch these videos do not subscribe to my channel, so please make sure you hit that button and get notified of all the videos that I post Monday to Friday. And also, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the end screen. Stay to the end screen and click on all my channels and my videos and show me some love, because I love and that's what drives me to keep on doing these videos. Anyway guys, I'm not going to keep you any longer. Thank you again for watching and the support, and I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.